themselves, escaping out from this specific climate. This season brings bright and longer days with the beauty of nature. Grasses are green, flower bloom, and the birds and animals return to home planet. People wear light clothes, summer dresses and sandals. Some fruits such as watermelon and seasonal fruits we see at this specific period of time. The hottest period of summer season is around midday, morning, and evening are relatively cool. And when we start summer, or when we speak about summer, right? Toastmaster Francis, what comes to your mind?
Ice cream.
Ice cream, right? I think anything else? Dipti, you want to say something?
Mangoes, right?
Oh, wonderful, right?
Yes.
So I think we have very good seasonal fruits which is coming up, right? We see so many fruits. If you see on the highways as well, right? We see coconut water, we see watermelons, we see grapes, which is there, and especially right, we have the apples. You say right, and you see so much of different things across when you travel, right? I think summer is something which normally people would tend to try to escape it out. And I think I'm from the place wherein you cannot avoid summer, right? I think I've only seen three seasons: hot, hotter, and hottest, right? So I think it's a different climate. What I see it in Bangalore now, I think from past 4 5 years, I think I have seen that. So, Srinivas, what comes to your mind when it comes to summer?
Most sought after season when we are young is summer. Not as adults though, because we don't like the hot weather. We don't want to go out, and we want to preserve our glamour and other stuff. But when we are young, when we don't care about the weather and everything else, fun is the only thing that matters. Summer is and the summer holidays. We keep counting right from January, the start of January, we keep counting for March when the summer or vacation will start. Every day we used to check the calendar. I don't know how many of you remember this. When we are kids, every day we check when is March 15th or when is April 5th, the holidays that will start. And for me personally, most of my fond memories that I have always happen in summer, because summer is when you meet your cousins, summer is when you travel, summer is when relatives visit you, you make more friends, you play a lot, and you don't have the pressure of studies. So summer means a lot, even though right now we don't have those activities, but those memories always come back in summer. That's all. Over to you, Toastmasters Prasanna.
I think when it says summer, right, I think one nostalgic moment what I have it, right, we used to have cable connection only on summers, right? So I think they don't have any kind of entertainment until the holiday starts. I think May and June is some month normally when the summer starts, which means the cable connections are going to come, and then we're going to watch the cartoon and other sessions. And I think DP can connect much. So I think summer starts with summer camp, right? I think that is the time when you have kids at home and you want to engage them. You try putting them with the different activities, keep them engaged across so that they try to learn. You send them across swimming, painting, some other summer camp, so that you can be little have free from other them, right? I think having them continuously. I think post pandemic, most of the people have missed this kind of opportunity, but still, hopefully, this gets end. So. Well, I think we have started with the theme now. Well, we will connect with the theme back again after the break. So now it's the session format goes this way, wherein the Toastmaster consists of 3 segments. The first one is the prepared speech, where the speaker delivers a speech based on the objectives and the pathway level. This time given is usually 5 to 7 minutes. And the second segment is the table topics. Toastmaster and some guests will be given with the topic on the spot, and they have to talk about the topic nearly to 1 to 2 minutes. Third is the evaluation segment, which is the most important, and it carries you into a better speaker. The evaluation and the comments and the area of influence regarding the body language and gestures would be provided. And handing over to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Srinivas.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prasanna. So good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. In Toastmasters, we truly believe in feedback. That's how we improve our sessions. Every session, we have a general evaluator, and as the general evaluator today, my role is to give a comprehensive feedback on every aspect of today's session, things that are very good at and things that could be better. Helping me in my task today, I have a timer, a counter, and a grammarian. And I would like to welcome Toastmaster Francis, who will be helping us manage and master our minutes today. Toastmaster Francis, please give the timing guidelines.
Thank you, thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas, for calling me up to briefly explain my role as a timer. So my role as a timer today will be to note down the timings taken by each of the speakers, including the prepared speech, the table topic session, and the evaluations. For the prepared speech, the timing will be 5, 6, and 7. So at 5 minutes, I'll be changing my virtual background green color like this. At 6 minutes, I'll be changing it to yellow. In 7 minutes, I'll be changing it to red. And for the table topic session, it's going to be 1, 1.5, 2. So at 1 minute, it'll be green, 1.5, it's going to be yellow, and red at 3 minutes. For evaluations, it's going to be 2, 2.5, and 3 minutes. So at the end of the meeting, I'll be back to share my report. Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Francis. Now, to help the speakers with a flawless and effective speech, I would like to introduce our counter for today's meeting, Toastmaster Priyanka, who is a debutant today. So, welcome. Please welcome Toastmaster Priyanka. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas. Good morning, dear fellow Toastmasters. The purpose of the counter is to note any overused word or filler words used as a scratch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. As a counter today, I will be listening to other filler or repetitive words that members often use. Please note, this interjection generally disrupt the flow of speech. They not only diminish the quality and effectiveness of speech, but also make the speech less effective, interesting. I will keep track of them and give you the summary at the end of the meeting. Over to you, Srinivas.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka. We have another special role player, Mr. Dependable, and impromptu role player, Toastmaster Ujjawal, will help us understand the value addition that a grammarian can bring onto the table. Please welcome Toastmaster Ujjawal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivasa, for this introduction. Today, I am taking care of a grammarian role where I will be checking all the grammars of all the speakers and in the table topic session. And along with that, I will also check the good usage words and improper usage of words and the proper usage of words. And I will make the Excel sheet and I will show it in the end. Yeah, back to you, Srinivas.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjawal. I will come back again at the end of the meeting with my report. For now, back to Toastmaster Prasanna to continue the proceedings. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas. Now let me introduce you to the first speaker of the day. It's Toastmaster Ashish. I think Toastmaster Ashish is a wonderful speaker. I think so many are waiting. I think I'm as well one of the aspirants who is waiting to hear his speech. So the evaluator would be Toastmaster Ganesh. So he's up there, right? Yes,
Yeah,
perfect. Perfect. So let us start with the speech with Toastmaster Ashish. The stage is yours.
what is the word of the day?
Ashish, I think, Francis, what is the word of the day? Because randomly I came and I have taken this role. I think Francis.
Okay, can I give the word of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, Swapnil, give it.
Ample. 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 Ample means more, extra.
And who's the timer? Francis?
Yes, I am the timer.
Okay, so I can't see you. I have to pin you. Yeah. Everyone can hear me? This through audio.
Loud and clear.
Okay. So good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Toastmaster Ashish, and I will be talking about leadership, perspective, and paradox.
Sorry, Ashish, can I just introduce you a minute? I mean, I was waiting for actually a word of the day to kind of get over. Sorry about that. A bit of lag on my end. Yeah, sorry. So, good morning, fellow Toastmasters. So we'll start with the first speech of the day, and that will be given by none other than Toastmaster Ashish, who's got ample experience in giving talks and speeches, and he's been almost a senior member and almost a veteran of the Toastmasters fraternity. Yeah, so he is giving his level 2 speech 1 of the coaching pathway, and his speech is about leadership perspectives and paradoxes. Yeah, so without further ado, I'll invite Toastmaster Ashish and look forward to a scintillating speech. Over to you.
So good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm going to talk about today leadership, perspectives, and paradoxes. What is a perspective? So this small cartoon gives a real good view of what a perspective is. See, often as leaders, we are used to seeing things a particular way, right? And when we feel stuck, if we are able to look at a different way of seeing things, or if we are able to broaden our perspective around leadership, around the situation we have, that helps us move forward. Now, what is a paradox? Paradox is when two things that seem opposing in nature or contradicting in nature are actually complementary to each other. Let's stop the share. Now, let me share with you two amazing stories from my leadership days. The first story is during my 12th standard when I was in a boarding school. I had ample leadership opportunities, but the two ones that I can talk about today was the first opportunity was when I was a school prefect. I was responsible for 30 to 40 children in the 7th to 9th grade in my school for their well-being and for their growth as they studied in the boarding school. And the second opportunity I had was to be the captain of the school cricket team. Now let's talk about the first one. In the first opportunity, as a leader, it actually synced with my natural style of leadership, which is coaching style, which is leading from the back. And so I was able to connect with the students. I was able to help them grow. I was able to let them do their thing and just guide them and coach them wherever they needed me, with a little bit of discipline when required to keep the house in order. The second leadership opportunity that I had was a school captain. This required a different leadership skill. It required to lead from the front. It required to basically have an authoritative style of leadership, because we were able to make decisions and ask people to do the things that were required in the match. Now, this was a little bit more challenging for me because it was not my natural style. But what I found was in the first opportunity, I did really well because that was my natural style of leadership, and the house excelled, and I was really popular as a leader. So the lesson that I actually learned here was, if content is king and context is the queen, then together they make a kingdom. So if your leadership style is content and if the situation is the context, when you marry the two appropriately and use a right leadership style for the right situation, then you can really be an impactful leader. Now I want to share a second story from my corporate days. Can you please share the screen? using John Maxwell's 5 levels of leadership. I was called into this company where the team was not performing well as they had not gelled well. So I was called in to turn that situation around. When I came in as a leader, I had the position, I had the title of being a leader. I had the right to make decisions, to direct people to what they want. So from my perspective, I had the rights, I had the title. But from the followers' perspective, people were following me because they had to. Because I was the manager, because I was the boss. They had no choice. Of course, that's not the way I wanted to lead people. And so to move to the next level of leadership, what I did was I started connecting with those people. I started to find out why they were there, what challenges they had, what were their aspirations, and how this environment and the team was working for them. And as I started to do that, I started building relationships and I started building their trust. From their perspective, now they were following me because they wanted to, because I showed that I cared. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. As I moved along in my leadership journey, now it was time to inspire them so I could increase the productivity of the team. And for that, I started creating new projects, innovative stuff, leading by example. And as I did that and started creating results, people followed me because what I was doing for the organization, because they wanted to be part of the project. And as we moved up the ladder to another level of leadership, which was people development, I needed to grow my organization. So I could either grow it by adding more followers, or I could multiply the organization by creating more leaders who had their own set of people that they were leading. And so from my perspective, it was people development and growing the organization. From the followers' perspective, they followed me because of what I had done for them, for the opportunities that they were given, for the compensation raises that they got, for the title raises that they got, and really for them feeling that they really love the job. Now, as we move to the next level of leadership, which is the pinnacle, I earned the respect of the team because I was able to execute on the 4 levels below them on a consistent basis. But from the people's perspective, it was about who I represented. It was about the integrity, about the values that I represented, which was relationships, which was results, which was integrity, which was caring for them. And so as you see these 5 levels of leadership, as you move up the levels of leadership on a consistent basis, the perspective that a leader has versus the perspective that a follower has is very different. Because a leader is no one without a follower. Now I want to end with one illustration. You can stop the sharing, please. Imagine that there are 3 types of leaders, and you go and have a conversation with the first type of leader. And you walk away from the conversation feeling, wow, that leader is so amazing. He or she is so inspiring. I want to be like that person. And then you have a conversation with the second type of leader, and you walk away feeling, wow, I'm so amazing. I feel that I have all the qualities of leaders and I can do amazingly well. And then you meet the third kind of leader, and the third kind of leader, you walk away feeling, wow, we are going to do amazing things together. What kind of leader do you want to be? Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashish. I think everybody wants to become a leader at one point of a time, right? I think the topic is something which is very inspiring and very informative to others. Let us now call the second speaker on the stage today is Dipti, and the evaluator will be Toastmaster Apoorv. Before I call up the speaker, may I request Toastmaster Apoorv to read out the objectives of the today's topic of Dipti's.
Thank you, TMOD Prasanna. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Perfect. It is my extreme pleasure to introduce Toastmaster Dipti. We don't actually use this word a lot, but the way we have seen her, she's an amazing speaker. On top of that, she's able to handle her mom responsibilities along with that. And one day I hope to be as great a parent as she is. So let's start with her speech now. So she's doing Motivational Strategies Level 3, Project 1. It's about understanding emotional intelligence. The purpose of the project is to cultivate an understanding of how your emotions impact your relationships. It is designed to help you identify how others' emotions impact your emotional state. For this, she has done a journal for 2 weeks where she kept a track of her emotions and how it interacted with others. And she's going to have a 5 to 7 minute speech today. Her speech title is ABC. Toastmaster Dipti, on you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Apoorv. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Any background noise? No? Okay, awesome. Let's start then. How many of you are spontaneous? How many of you like to invite friends over to your home? How many of you are spontaneous and bring your friends over without giving any prior notice to your partner, to your family members, or your roommates? Why? Why would you do that? Good morning, dear fellow Toastmasters. This is what my husband did to me. 15 minutes prior to my guests arriving, he calls me coolly and tells me that people are coming over. Now you have to understand, A, I have 2 small children, and B, my hall doubles as their play area. And C, my husband and my children believe that a magical elf comes, visits us at the night, in the night time, to pick up after all their toys, shoes, and socks. My house was a complete mess. I quickly scanned my room to see what I had to do in those 15 minutes. I had to pick up the toys, put them away, pick up the clothes, and sweep the floor. I was nervous. I was highly strung and I was feeling anxious. So I turned to my 3-year-old daughter and asked her if she would be willing to help me put away the toys. She said yes. And this is how she worked. She was slowly, with precise movements, putting back all the toys and also getting distracted every other second with something or the other. We did not have ample time to be working like this. So I snapped and I screamed at her and started giving out ultimatums. She started crying and she ran away to her room and closed the door. I did not have time to be dealing with her emotions at that point of time. My husband, who was working in a corner, looked up and was about to say something. So I told him to shut up because A, it was his mistake, B, it was his mistake, C, it was absolutely his mistake that I was in this situation. So I told him, see, I have everything under control and I would be making it all right once the guests left. So he just asked me one thing. So Deepthi, the next time I get angry at you, can I just give you a tight slap and apologize later? I hate it when people make sense, especially when I'm frustrated. So I grudgingly and half-heartedly went to my daughter's room and apologized. And I came out. Suddenly, my daughter ran out, came to her work table, picked up this calming down wheel. And looking at me, she asked, Amma, are you angry? Do you want a hug? I can hug you till you become better. I felt so small. I felt so guilty. I felt like a monster. How is that this 3-year-old is filled with so much of compassion while I, the adult, was lost to reasoning? I'd become the emotion itself. What could I have done so that things would not have ended this way? I could have done A, B, C. A stands for acknowledging our emotions. I was triggered, so I could have just taken a deep breath in and said, I'm feeling angry at this point of time. Followed by B, which stands for identifying your beliefs behind your emotions and actions. I was angry at that point of time because I believed that I had to have a clean, mess-free home to come across competent so that they would like me. And C, challenge your beliefs. What would happen if they thought I was no good? What would happen if they thought I was a hot mess? Would my world fall apart? Would I become incompetent? Would I become a social pariah? Would I be defined by that? No, absolutely not. So why so much of drama? I already knew this technique. Why couldn't I apply this technique at that point of time? Because emotions and your beliefs are deeply rooted within us. They grew up with us because of our circumstances, environment, and our bringing up. They're like a second skin to us, you know. So it's very difficult to be aware of our emotions and our belief systems. But with intention, with mindfulness, and with practice, we can become better at emotional regulation. Yes. That day, my guests came to a house which was very messy, but they absolutely understood me. They empathized and they said, it's fine. My overreaction that day only ended up hurting my doctor. Nothing else was done that day. Nothing else was achieved that day. Dear Toastmasters, what should we do when we are faced with big and difficult emotions? There are two options. Option number one is ignore it. Continue being in your comfort zone, because anyway, it all just disappears, doesn't it? So why bother? Option number two, we do A, B, C. A stands for acknowledging our emotions. B stands for identifying your beliefs. And C stands for challenging your beliefs. So dear Toastmasters, what is it going to be? Which option are you going to choose? Are you going to choose option number one, or are you going to choose A, B, C? Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
What a beautiful and a bold speech, right? Wonderful. Before we start our second segment, let me introduce our table topic master of the day. Dear Toastmaster and guests, please welcome Toastmaster Swapnil.
Thank you, Prasanna. Today is amazing weather. I can see from the morning. It's pretty great, and it's summer is coming. Now summer is here. We are enjoying the summer, being in the Bangalore. So let's start with table topic. So as the summer is our today's topic, so today I want to get into all the information about and all the topics I collected for the summer. So I collected around 10-20 memes. So in that way, you have to go ahead with the topic and explain anything. I'll choose some random topic. Can I share the screen?
Yes, please.
Oh, yep, we are here. I'll spin and let's see how it goes. Anyone? Shashidhar. TM Shashidhar, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, cool. Let's go for the topic.
Just give me 1 second. You guys can hear me?
Can you able to see?
Yes.
Can you see and hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Now
Cool.
it's clear. So
Okay.
this is for you.
When your friends ask how you avoid sunburn so well, is that the topic?
Yeah, you can see the memes and start.
Thank you, Toastmaster and table topic masters. I avoid sunburn by staying at home. Since I'm a very passionate about reading and writing, I prefer to travel the world within the pages rather than on the beach, on the hike, or on a kind of partying. The best way to understand the world, I believe, is traveling, but that takes a lot of time and effort. I would rather take the ample opportunity what books and the stories within the world within creates for me to travel. And that's what I enjoy doing best. Not only it makes me more comfortable, less financially constrained, as well as less stress, it also gives me ample opportunity to connect with the author, the character, the story in a deeper manner, because then I can create my own world within my own imagination. So, yes, to avoid sunburn, stay at home, pick up a book, a cup of coffee, and use your ample imagination to travel and avoid, of course, sunburn. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sridhar. So let's go for the another topic. Who is the next? TM Ganesh. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. So let's give some topic. Okay, let's try this. Can you able to see the screen?
Yeah, I can. I can see the screen. Yeah.
When you open your car door in the summer.
Okay. So you open your car door in some. Okay, I would just probably recount from my history. And we were in Goa. I lived there for many years. And the best thing was that we didn't have a car then. But every Sunday, and Goa can be very hot and very humid, all of us friends used to plan a trip. And then finally, 15 minutes before the trip, we used to tell our friend who was the only guy with the Jeep that we are all going out for a trip. And it so happened that this friend, he used to work with a company called Ashok Leyland. And, obviously because of that, he was an automobile engineer and he had a Jeep. And his job was to really travel around the country and test out various vehicles. And I think we lived life to the fullest for that. Though it was a pretty rickety vehicle, we used to always love it because, and at every point we used to get down. We used to open the car and the huge, we never believed in, and the vehicle never had an air conditioning as well, I think, at that time. So every time, at every stop, at every Rediwala, we used to stop, open the car, a huge dust, a huge barrage of dust would come in, and so what? And then we used to have that the roadside golas and all that, and then we used to go to the beach and give it a proper mud bath, and then so it used to be great fun, and the car door was generally open in the summers that time. Yeah, back to you to Table Topics Master. Yeah.
Thank you, Team Ganesh. Now let's go for the another one. I have to remove this. Srinivas. TM Srinivasan.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Let's go for your topic. Let's take this one.
Right. In fact, very relevant and apt. We've been fostering friends Shih Tzu for the last 10 days in our house, and we've not been able to sleep for the last 10 days, all of us in the home. It may not be a table topic, but I have to tell you know what I'm going through. I'll just vent out my personal frustration, what we're going through. The dogs are very cute. We enjoy with him. When it comes to night, we're used to sleeping in the AC, right? In summer, at least we enjoy it. But this guy, he wants to come to AC, but after half an hour, he wants to get out because he doesn't like the AC. And he scratches the door, he knocks the door. He goes out, and after half an hour, again, he knocks the door, scratches the door, he wants to come in. This has been happening for the last 10 days. We're all irritated at him without any solution. Well, that's what, the dogs cannot be trained to behave. We cannot teach them what is going on. They don't understand the difference in weather. They're used to certain things. But otherwise, we've been having so much fun for the last 10 days. The dog being a very small one, everyone loves. He always wants to play, and we need more energy, especially by the end of 10 or 11 o'clock, this guy becomes active. The dogs are like that. They're more active in the night and they sleep whole day. And this guy pulls us to play, literally. If you don't play, he'll just jump onto your face. He'll try to scratch your face, try to scratch your arms. And it's kind of pain and pleasure because he wants us to play. We forget all our frustrations, tensions, everything while playing it. But at the same time, he demands a lot of energy from everybody. And it creates a bonding between everybody in the family. Because of the dog, we are trying to spend more time together. Earlier, we were not. We were always confined to one room. We have to keep all the doors open. Otherwise, one door is closed, you will want to play with that person.
That's great.
That's all from me. That's all from what you, Toastmasters Swapnil.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srini. Let's go for another one. Who will be here? Who will be here? TM Shyamala. Is my mentor. I will give her something. Let's go for you.
How I think going outside will be how it actually is. Can you all hear me and see me clearly?
Loud and clear.
Every summer has a story, and I'll start with mine. I've always been a beach person when it comes to choices between beach and mountains. And this was one summer when we were living in Kerala, and we could go out and play in the beach. So having born and being raised in Mumbai, it was really nice to spend summers at beach locations, though the Bombay beaches are infamously, rather not famously, but infamously dirty. I mean, one could go to the shore, but never into the water. So there was a lot of anticipation, there was a lot of looking forward, there was a lot of plans made, and there was ample amounts of ideas from everybody on what we should be doing. Should we be playing a game? Should we be going into the beach? What would the tides be like? So all of us cousins got together. There was enough plans made. There was ample amount of food packed. And there we go. And guess what? What a bummer. The beach that we thought was this so-called nirvana to our angst of being hooked up into the house ended up being a drab bore. Why? Because in that particular village, people believed in also using it as a restroom. So yes, we could go into the water, but we really had to navigate. Human excreta, not particularly fun. So my experience of how I thought going outside and playing in the beach that summer would be ended up worse than what your cartoon says. The sun didn't suck, the sun was okay. But definitely something else starting with an S sucked in this beach. On that note, over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, TM Shyamala. Let's go for another round. Who will be the next? TM Aparna. Aparna, can you hear me?
Yeah, Swapnil, but I'll not be able to switch on my video. So is
That's
it
cool.
okay if I will just...
Yeah, it's cool. No issue. Let's go with something.
Okay. Okay. This reminds me of my summer vacations during my childhood. Summer vacations was something that I would always look forward to because obviously there was no school, there had no classes to attend, and there was absolutely no studying to be done. So I would really look forward to my summer vacations because expectations would be like, I would be going away to my cousin's place. And at those times I was staying in Vizag with my parents, of course. And every summer vacation, usually the plan would be like my mom would take us to either my dad's relatives or either to her parental house. So one of these places was one thing that we were sure of going to. But we enjoyed more at our dad's side or relatives' place because we had a lot of cousins out there. We could play around, do all the fun that we wanted to do, all kinds of musty that would happen and all that. But what would eventually happen was my mom would decide to go to her parents' house, and wherein we didn't have anybody else over there except for my grandparents. And my grandparents were pretty strict that way, especially my grandmother. She was very, very strict, and she wouldn't let us mess around the house, or she wouldn't let us go out. She would expect us to stay in the house and not make any noise and things like that. So eventually we would land up going to my grandparents' place, wherein we would be stuck inside the house, and all day what we would do was just sit around over there. But the one good thing that actually happened during those times was there was this library right across my grandparents' house, and my mom was an English teacher, so she would always encourage us to read books, and we had a lot of access to all kinds of books, the library and all that stuff. So she would allow us to go pick up books from the library across the road, and that way, yeah, did a lot of reading during those times. So yeah, I mean, even though it was not the kind of fun that I expected to have, but it was a different kind of a fun. Back to you, Toastmasters Swapnil.
Thank you, TM Aparna. Let's go for another one. Who can be the next? Apoorv.
Yep.
Okay, let's go for something. Let's do this.
Okay, this meme hits a little too home right now. All winter we keep ourselves clothed, and we have this jacket on and the hoodie on, and hopefully nobody can see the paunch. And then you're like, yes, there is still time for summer. Like when I'll be wearing my t-shirt in summer, I will have developed my abs till then. I would have probably lost all this flab by then. But the thing is, your habits catch up to you, right? Not working out, not eating right, and because it's cold, you think like, see, it's cold. Now, if I eat this chocolate because of the cold, I need the energy. I will burn it off to heat myself. I will eat as much chocolates as I want. I will eat as much cake and whatever sweet stuff as I want. And then, February turns around and the temperature starts, raising a little bit. And that's when you realize, like, what, getting out of the bed, you feel like a tortoise that's upturned. So, and then finally March comes around and you're wearing t-shirts and you're like, okay, my t-shirts don't fit. Previously, we were all making jokes like, yeah, if you have to go back to office, my office clothes won't fit. But now it turns out even my home clothes are not fitting. And then you run to the gym and like, okay, I'm going to do double effort and triple power and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then 2 days later, you're like, oh, my neck, my back, it's all sore. I'm not going to the gym anymore. It's done. I'm out. Now you start working out a little, you come back to your senses and like, let's escalate this a little by little. And then you do a little, you start with the smaller workouts and not pushing yourself so much. And it's only like now that we are in kind of midsummer, then my t-shirts finally fit me. So yes, life is hard when you're trying to get in shape for summer. Thank you, Toastmaster Swapnil. Oh, back to you.
Thank you, Apu. Let's get back. Apu. Who is the next? Prasanna. Toastmaster Prasanna, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
You can hear. Let's take for you here.
I think I can relate this very much, right? I think thank you for throwing this to me. I think I'm from Chennai, born and brought up in Chennai. I think the place which has only seen only 3 climates, hotter and hottest always. Being kid during summer, I never used to sit at home. I used to go outside, roam around, take my cycle out, and then play around, right? I take bath and I go back, and then I don't feel that I've taken a bath at all, right? Because it starts sweating a lot and continuously starts sweating, and we still don't mind, right? We still don't mind. We still start playing and stuff. The only time which you come home is whenever you feel hungry, you feel that your body is tired, you feel a little hungry, then come back. And when it is summer and it is sweating a lot, right? I used to remember that the couple of things I used to have during summer, right? I think the kulfi ice creams whenever it is coming on street, right? When we play cricket and we stop the match in between and we go pick up some kulfis and come back. I remember the Pepsis, which has been stuck in a plastic one, which cost around 25 paise, 50 paise, and we don't have those kind of denomination now. I remember that I picked up that. And especially, right, you have colored juices, which is around for 5 rupees and 10 rupees. They'll give you completely different flavors of drinks. You have it. You have badam fruit mix, you have rasna, you have orange juice and stuff. I think even though we have not bothered about what it is, even it is the whole day it is tiring and you get tanned very badly in sun. Still, you will enjoy that. Even it is sweating, you will still enjoy the environment because you don't have any other option, right? That's how it is. You don't have any other way to escape from the climate. So pretty much it.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you.
Let's take the next one. Okay. Who is the next? TM Dipti. Here you are. Let's go. What we can go for here. Your mic is off. Your mic.
Sorry. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. When you open the tap in summer, yes. I don't know about taps and hot water, but do you remember having electricity power cuts when we were kids? Now we have UPS and everything, but when we were kids, we used to have a lot of power cuts. And hot water, yeah, obviously it's a given. You don't need a geyser. So I remember this one very particular memory during summer. We had just finished schools. We were having our summer holidays, and we had gotten our results. My mother, my brother, and myself, we all were sitting in a room. It was very hot. I was sweating bullets, and my mother was crying, and she was wrapping our notebooks. You know, those days we used to wrap. I don't know what happens today, but we used to wrap notebooks and everything. So she was doing that. She was crying. My brother was also crying. Why? Because my results were out. I'd gotten 80% mark. I guess I was in 7th or 8th. I don't remember. But my mom, you see, she's a very highly driven lady. She's a doctor and she cannot accept anything below 99%. And I never was one of those children. So they both are crying that, what is this? Why is my daughter performing so very poorly in school? I have done so much for you. When are you going to, show some gratitude and give some results? And I was not feeling anything. Luckily, someone rang the bell, so she walked out of the room. And now I was in this pressure that where I had to prove to her that I was feeling bad. I was really very sad about the entire thing. Unfortunately, no power. And sorry, I do not mean ring the bell. Someone was at the door. Unfortunately, no power. I switch on the fan is not running. So I usually have this technique of, switching on the fan, putting a stool, and then you look into the fan with your eyes wide open, and then your tears start coming into your eyes, right? I don't know if anyone of you have done that, but I used to do that just to act because, yeah, crying didn't come easily to me. And unfortunately, no power. So I had to use other techniques. I picked up that book and I started vigorously shaking the book before my eyes so that something could come out. And luckily, yes, I had few tears and I went to my mom saying, you know what, I'm going to do better next time. I hope this is going to be better for you and all those things. And yeah, that is one memory that comes to me whenever, I think about summer. So thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster, table topic master.
Thank you, Ritik. Let's go for another one. We have few people. Who can be the next? TM Ujjawal.
Hey, Swapnil.
Let's go for another one.
Your interesting questions. Sleeping in the summer be like, I am not.
I'm hot and cold at the same time.
At the same time. He needs to.
He needs more blankets and he needs less blankets.
So first of all, thank you, Swapnil, for this amazing and actually relatable topic. Because I am my half of the life I have stayed in Bihar, right? And there everything is too much. Winter, that too much. And if it is summer, then that will be too much. Just one line I just want to say about this, that whatever you will do, 6 times or 7 times you need to take bath. One day, on a single day, I'm telling. And it's like, now if you are like, if you don't wear anything, then also a problem. If you wear anything, then also a problem. Back to you, Swapnil.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjawal. Let's go for another. There are 4 people. TM Priyanka. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes.
Yes, you can hear you. Let's go for some choice.
Okay. Hi. Good morning, dear Toastmasters. So yeah, my topic is me on summer Fridays. Okay. So actually, I'll start. I remember some story after seeing this about my college days. I studied in Nagpur, like Gondia. There is like summer is too much hot, like it is 45, sometimes more than 40 degrees centigrade always. So it is so hot. So we used to not only Fridays, like lots of time it happened that we just in the night, I just take my all blanket in like we are not we can't afford AC or this cooler, so we just take our blanket, drop in the that balti, and we wet it, and we put it in ourselves, and like sleep like that. So sometimes I fear that morning I will die maybe, but okay, it all gone fine. So yeah, that is the story I remember.
So this is the last topic for today's. Thank you, Priyanka. Let's see who can be the last. One and only, one and only. Francis.
Yes, Toastmasters Swapnil. Who to get better questions from than you, the meme master.
So let's go for here. Let's take another one.
Okay. So good morning once again. Great question, Toastmasters Swapnil. This is definitely relatable to especially Indians when we travel abroad. You see many of these foreign nationality people, they spend most of their weekends on a beach sunbathing. So if we were to actually even just travel somewhere on a hot sunny day, we would all tan so bad that people wouldn't even recognize it as us after that, when you go back to a place where your relatives or family members who know you from the past, they would not even be able to recognize you. But surprisingly, these people, they spend a lot of their time in beaches enjoying, and also getting the sun bath and having a great time on beach, playing fun activities there. But on the contrary, if we were to do that, the situation would be pretty disastrous, and and yeah. So and then most of us wouldn't prefer actually doing this, and we would try to take shortcuts by even if we actually want to go to a beach, we would try going early in the morning or later in the evening when sun is almost setting. So that's how it is. So we fortunately have a lot of vitamin D within ourselves, which the foreign nationality people lack. So yeah, so we don't have to actually take all the pain and then spend the entire day in the sun and sun bath. That's from my side. Thank you.
So this is the last topic we had. Can we take Ashish also? It's the last.
Yeah. Sure. We'll just finish.
Ashish, can you please come up?
Yes.
Okay, so you are the last one. I'm going to give here you are.
I'm going to miss the whole summer. Okay. Yes. So I think this was the summer when I met Shyamala. I had actually come down from the US to start an office for my company, and it was extremely busy. We have partnered with another firm in Bangalore called Netcraft. We were working 16, 17 hours a day. There were times when we didn't really see the sun, because by the time we got out, it was dark, and by the time we came in the morning again, it was like early in the morning. It was intense work, but I will not forget this summer. In this case, we said we missed the summer because this is the summer where I met Shyamala, and she was working with the firm. And so, even though we were in office the whole day, in the evenings we would, go out and have a snack or have dinner and have a lot of fun. So I would actually look forward to spending time in office because that's where I would get to spend more time with her. And everyone was doing this, right? This was actually a summer where I went out the least because I'm generally an outdoor person and I love doing outdoor activities like hiking, trekking, going on the beach, swimming, scuba diving, all those kinds of stuff. But this was one summer where I didn't have any of that but I still enjoyed it. Why? Because love was in the air, right? And I remember going back to the US and then Shyamala was complaining, you're not writing to me, you're not writing to me. So luckily, I want to share a shairi which I told her, which may save you. It is not written by me. It was from someone I don't know. खत तो उसे लिखते हैं जो अपनी मंजिल में हो. खत तो उसे लिखते हैं जो अपनी मंजिल में हो. उसे क्या खत लिखे जो अपने दिल में हो. Thank you.
Wow, wow.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashish. Now it's the toasts. All the contestants has end up. Now let's over to you, Ujjawal, Toastmaster. Ujjawal, can you hear us?
You can give it to Prasanna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prasanna, TM Prasanna, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Swapnil, for wonderful Toastmaster topics. Right? I think rather than summer, I think the topic was very enjoying, even being the climate is little bad. I think still the topic was very enjoyable. It's another summer season. We couldn't be any happier, excited about summer. Summer means a lot different things to different people. It can be about food, activities, and other things. So I think there are certain bucket list which I made it when I was a teenager, which I used to do it, right? A couple of things is picnic with friends. So picnic with friends, it would be a short in and around places we used to go for a trip. Go for a drive. Major trip I have gone across is going to zoo, right? The animals will be very sad inside on the summer side, but still we go them and see. We used to go to the zoos. Then we used to go for the museum. We used to go for the campaign. The summer is the time when so many movies get released, right? I think across languages, the movies get released. I think that is the time when most of the bigger budget movies and bigger fantasy movies comes across during summer. You'll have so many movies which is getting lined up. Balloon fight, right? I think we used to put water in the balloon and then we used to throw the balloon in across people. I think not only on Holi, right? I think this is something when you throw across people and it will be very cooling across during the summertime. And then making a homemade iced tea. I think most of the people would make a rose milk or a essence which is there in summer to cool out ourselves. And I think now currently we are rushing out to get the watermelon. I think watermelon is something which is very, very natural essence. I think you can add it and have it in any kind of type of food which is there currently. Then the major thing is that that is the time where we are not asked to do anything else other than not being at home, right? I think my parents used to say, don't stay at home because it's the biggest trouble for me. Rather than you being at home, go out somewhere in summer, right? I think we used to have a lot of nostalgic moments when we were kid. I think the same continues across always. So I think I will end up the topic now, and I'll hand it over to Toastmasters Srinivas.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prasanna.
Thank you, sir.
And congratulations on your first TMOD session. Great. It was very well conducted. You did it like a pro, and you used the opportunity to share your summer experiences. And thank you very much. Let's hear the speech evaluations first, and then we'll get reports from the grammarian, counter, and timer. We'll begin with the evaluation of the prepared speeches. I'd like to request Toastmaster Ganesh to give the evaluation of Toastmaster Ashish's speech. Over to you, sir.
They say one valuable insight is worth a dozen books. And Toastmaster Ashish's speech was no different. The things I loved about the speech, first, so rich in content. Really, the learnings of a lifetime have been really distilled into this. The way you explained the concepts of leading from the front and leading from the back, and also the 5 principles of Maxwell's leadership were really a lot of insight, neither overdone, but it really complemented the flow of your conversation. The way you started with the slide of perspective and paradox with the subsequent slides, and also coming back to stopping the screen sharing. So it was very well orchestrated and a super demonstration of close coordination. Yeah. Some of the aspects which I could probably suggest in terms of tweaks. First is, while the topic was so insightful and rich, 1 or 2 real life examples could have added more meat to the whole thing. Illustrating through a real life example can offer the much required aspects of practical application of theoretical concepts. And that could also offer you opportunity for dialogues and more expression of the concepts that you said. The second aspect was around some scope for delivery aspects. Yeah. So the speech was a little bit of a monologue, I would say. And there were opportunities for scaling up and scaling down, moving fast, moving slow, the pauses as you go through the 5 levels and finally reach the pinnacle that could have been really accentuated with the pause. You reached the summit. Yeah. So some aspects of vocal variety could be better. Having said that, I love the way you use the stage. One part of the stage for leading from the front, one part of the stage for leading from the back, and also the final ending with a question: what type of leader do you want to be? Really, drove home the point of introspection between us. So, in summary, I would say a very professional speech, very insightful, with a couple of tweaks around delivery aspects and illustrations, can really make the speech a truly memorable one. Yeah, back to you, Toastmaster Ashish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ganesh. Very valuable feedback.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Ganesh, Toastmaster Ashish. These two, both the things, both the speech and the evaluation, is something that I was looking forward to today. I've not heard Toastmaster Ashish's speech in a long time, more than 2 years, I guess. But really looking forward to, and both of you have made my day today. Great learnings. And now I would like to request Toastmaster Apoorv to evaluate Toastmaster Dipti's speech. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Apoorv. Over to you.
Thank you, G. Srinivas. So Toastmaster Dipti, amazing start to the speech. You had us in smiles from the first second itself. And on top of that, this one hit really close because I've done the same to my girl a lot of times. And then I used to get the stares from her. And I'm like, okay, just let this pass and then we see what happens. So amazing, like the way you started the dialogue and you explained the cleanup situation. That was a great build up to, we could expect, okay, something's happening and this is the build up. Now let's see where this is going. You had us hooked, lion's anchor, right? Gestures. I mean, you had ample gestures, especially when you did the second skin where you pinched your own hand. You had gestures, the gestures on point here. As far as timing is concerned, I think we went to yellow here, which means that you actually had give or take about 30 more seconds. So which is okay, like you used your time almost completely. You had like 20-30 more seconds that you could have used, but okay, story did come full circle. Let's talk about the improvement points. So this is more on the technical level because we are doing this in an online setting. So what happens in this is since the camera is rooted to one space, and since we have to stand really close to the camera, the frame that we can move around in kind of gets hindered. So because of that, what happened is you had to give almost your entire speech rooted to one spot. So the one way around it, I couldn't, as an improvement, would be like to keep the camera a little further ahead. And if it's too far ahead, maybe have headphones to have your mic and ears there, so that you get a lot more space to kind of work around and have that part of the thing done. Second, an improvement thing, but you had your vocal variety was on point, but that was just your voice. So there was a scene where you and your daughter had that hug scene, and in that, when you spoke the two dialogues from both perspectives, both of the dialogues, even though there was vocal variety, were again your voice. In a sense, let's say when your daughter was asking you for a hug, your voice could have gone down a lot of pitch and like could have gone like, "Hey mom, can I have a hug?" Like, I don't know how to do that right now, but you're getting what I'm saying, that it needs to have that childish tenor to it. Apart from that, the challenge part that you can actually aspire maybe next time is when you're giving something that is really important and we want to stress on it, you will only slow down your voice, right? But you also need to lower the register of your voice and like go, this is important. You need to listen to this. That is a vocal variety. Maybe if you can bring in, that would be great as well. So overall, Toastmaster Deepti, amazing speech. I never walk away without having learned a thing or two from your speech. Thank you, Toastmaster Deepti. Over to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Apoorv. A great evaluation. We all know that to be a good speaker, we need to have good voice modulation. But Toastmaster Apoorv, in his evaluation, he has thrown another challenge that we need to be good at mimicry as well. Great. Thank you for the evaluations. Now I'd like to welcome Toastmaster Francis for his timers report. Over to you, Toastmaster Francis.
Yes. So just give me a minute. I'll just share my screen. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, able to hear you.
Yeah. So coming to the speakers, so we had two prepared speakers today. So Toastmaster Ashish took 5 minutes, 26 seconds. Toastmaster Deepti took 6 minutes and 5 seconds. And for a table topic session, as you can see, Toastmaster Shashidhar took 1 minute, 18 seconds. Ganesh took 1 minute, 35 seconds. Srinivas took 1 minute, 50 seconds. Toastmaster Shyamala took 1 minute, 47. Toastmaster Aparna took 2 minutes, 29. Apoorv took 1 minute, 45 seconds. Prasanna took 1 minute, 47. Deepti took 1 minute, 38 seconds. Ujjawal took 38. Priyanka took 46. Toastmaster Ashish took 1 minute, 56. So except for Toastmaster Aparna, I think everybody finished it on time. And Toastmaster Ujjawal and Priyanka can push a little more and reach the 1 minute mark from next time. So yeah, that's the timing report from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Srinivas.
Thank you, Toastmaster Francis. I'd like to welcome Toastmaster Priyanka for our contest report. Over to you, Toastmaster Priyanka.
Just 1 minute. I will come. Just.
In the meanwhile, can I show the grammarian report?
Please go ahead, Toastmaster Ujjawal. Over to you.
Francis, I need the access. Just a minute. Yeah,
I have given access to everybody.
So I hope everyone can see the screen.
Yes.
Yes.
So I have tried. This is actually a new as a grammarian role. It's actually a difficult, but I have tried from a level best from my side. So the word of the day was ample, and it was used by Toastmaster Ganesh, Dipti, and Shashidhar. Ganesh has used a word rickety something, but I didn't know the actual words. Maybe it can be a wrong spelling. So Toastmaster Ganesh, can you just ping me the actual word which you told? It will be
Yeah,
helpful
yeah.
for
I'll put it in the chat box. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. And apart from that, Priyanka has, according to me, that she has used to just, and we put it. I think that it is an improper grammatical error. And apart from that, just Apoorv has just mentioned the hindered. That's a good word. And the full good words award actually goes to TM Toastmasters Dipti, because she has used enormous good numbers of good words actually, like spontaneous, magical, mess, precise, triggered, identify the belief. And apart from that, hopness, Dipti, is it hopness or hopeness?
Hot mess.
HOT. Okay.
HOT, yeah, hot mess.
Okay, I will edit it. And you have also mentioned the deep-rooted something you have mentioned. Yeah, and Shashidhar sir has mentioned the constraint as a good word, and create my own world. That was a good phrase I think he has used. So this is the overall report, and so back to you, Toastmaster Francis.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Ujjawal. He was generous and ample in praising Toastmaster Dipti's, and I see that more number of words are captured from Toastmaster Dipti's speech than anybody else. Great, very nice, Toastmaster Ujjawal. And Toastmaster Priyanka, over to you.
Hi. Actually, I had some technical issues, so can't.
No worries.
I'll count it. So first, Toastmasters Sashi. So he used once. Then Toastmaster Ganesh, he used 27 times and 13 times, and so 3 times. Toastmaster Dipti, 4 times, so 1 times, and 4 times. Toastmaster Ujjawal, I think I did not note it. Toastmaster Srinivasan, 1 time and 4 times. Toastmaster Shyamala, 2 times and 1 times, and well 1 times. Toastmaster Aparna, 16 times, so 1 times, and like 2 times. Toastmaster Apoorv, 13 times, and 6 times. Toastmaster Prasanna, 21 times. Toastmaster Francis, 9 times, but 2 times and 2 times. And Toastmaster Ashish, 2 times and 1 times, like 1 times, and but 2 times. And Toastmaster Ganesh, 2 times. Yeah, that's all I have.
Good job, Toastmaster Priyanka. This is your maiden role, right? As an accountant.
Yeah.
Great, good job. Now, over to the couple of observations. We are running out of time. I'll just keep it brief. One thing that we've been missing in all our meetings is having an essay. Most of the times, Francis is filling the role, and as an impromptu role. So we know that essay sets tone for the meeting, the right tone for the meeting. And when we do that an impromptu every time, it may not sound very professional. We need something that is standard. So I'd like to ask one of the members, like Toastmaster Priyanka, Toastmaster Aparna, or even Toastmaster Dipti, one of you be the sergeant at arms and start the meeting whenever you attend the session instead of an impromptu essay. And a great theme from Toastmasters Palm, right theme, coinciding with the season that the whole world looks for, except for Indians. So we know it's like getting a new life. Summer is getting a new life for 50% of the world, not 50% of the population. The entire northern hemisphere, they look forward to summer. It means everything for them. They count days, like how as kids, we look forward to summer vacation. For them, these are the only 3 months that they they live a life. The rest of the time, life is completely indoors. It's so difficult to come out of the houses. So the importance of summer is very important in everybody's life. And we've been talking about giving a 1-minute break between every speech so that the evaluator will get time to know, gather their thoughts and put it on time, because the first 1 or 2 minutes after the speech is when your mind is filled with a lot of feedback. So that's when you want to put it, than getting disturbed. So from now on, maybe every TMOD can consider giving a 1-minute break. It's not very long. So we can definitely manage a 1-minute break after every speech. And Toastmaster Ashish, your speeches are always honey to my ears. I've been looking, like I said, I've been looking forward to your speech. Very nicely depicted diagram showing the levels of leadership. I've saved it actually, that slide. You can use it sometime. While you
It's
mentioned that
it's not mine, so just
sorry, Toastmaster Ashish.
it was from John Maxwell, so it's
Great.
Yeah, I'll use it as a reference. Yeah.
Okay. So while no, you mentioned that anyone can reach the level 1 position, because by experience or with somebody's help, are many reasons why you can reach level 1, but it takes selfless commitment and sacrifices to reach the pinnacle. Greatly depicted. In fact, this morning, I was reading about one of the chairman and MD of IDFC, Mr. Vaidyanathan. He's just 54 and he's decided to give away all his money, all his shares to people. And so far, he has donated about 68 crores of his money. You can become a leader, but a selfless leader it's a different level. Maybe if you have missed it, you can read the story in today's Times. It's not easy to be a selfless leader. And Toastmaster Dipti, we feel for you. When you narrate your personal story, it creates a shared emotion between the speaker and the audience, especially if you happen to have the same experience. Even otherwise, it still creates an empathy. The audience will have an empathy on the speaker. Either ways, it's a win-win for the speaker as you have achieved the goal of the speech, that is basically to connect with audience. Great way, great. This we learn. It takes years to learn, but you've got this talent, the skill, you acquired it in a very short time. All the best to your contest as well. And Toastmasters Swapnil. I'm not sure how many of you follow Toastmasters Swapnil on his status. He always posts very humorous jokes on his status, WhatsApp status, and I every time I don't miss his status messages. I enjoy seeing his one, and he kept up to the same personality, very lively and humorous topics. And I really loved the table topics and the wheel that you used. And on a lighter note, while Saint Francis is actually from Italy, you made him a French today with the way you spell his name. And have a great Sunday, guys. Over to Toastmaster, Presiding Officer, Toastmaster Shyamala.
Thank you. Great session. Thanks, everybody. So quick 2 announcements. One is let's just do a roll call for next time. So I think Toastmaster Francis already has 2 speakers. So who would like to be the TMOD of the day? Show of hands, please.
Who would want to take up the TMOD role for the coming week? It's going to be an in-person meeting. Who's excited to come in person and then be the TMOD?
Who are the speakers?
I'll take it.
Okay. Ashish, TMOD. Master. Dipti is a table topics master. Okay, we need a grammarian, and it is really important because then we get the word of the day and we kind of also leave it in our prepared speeches. I'll take the grammarian.
Okay.
Anybody for our counter?
Francis, I can be a speaker if there's a slot.
I will just check and confirm because 2 of the icebreaker speakers have requested. So I will just check and then I'll let you know. Even Apoorv is online, right? So I will check and let you know.
And if not for this week, we'll slot you for the week after. So just one submission from all speaker requests. Please make sure that you have your speech ready and you use the slot. Otherwise, it becomes a little difficult to fill the slot. Yeah.
Yeah, please prepare the speeches so that, as and when we have available slots, I can put you in, because we have a lot of people who are requesting for speeches now. So yeah. So who wants to take up general evaluator role? Okay.
General evaluator. We need an R counter and a timer.
Yeah, we need an R counter and a timer.
Prasanna
Okay.
is the timer. So we have an R
Yes. Prasanna is the timer. Who wants to take up the we have the table topic master role also available.
I'll be table topics master then, if I'm not the speaker. Yeah.
Okay, so Ganesh for table topics master. We need 2 evaluators, 1 evaluation, please.
Yes.
If both are
Toastmaster Chini?
both are icebreakers, we don't need evaluations.
Okay, sounds good. That's fine.
Okay. And if it's not an icebreaker, I'll let you know, Dipti. Okay.
Sure. I
So
raised my
then-
hand for table topics actually first before Toastmaster Ganesh raised his hand. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Ganesh has been doing
I could be
speech
something else
evaluation.
also.
No, that's fine. I think let Dipti be the table topics master. No worries. Yeah.
Thank you. Like I could take up the counter role also, like if it's
No,
available.
Because
do the
Toastmaster
table
Ganesh has
topics.
been doing
And I can
speech
and I
evaluation.
can
back
do
to
a
back.
I can do a speech, Francis, because if there's only icebreakers, then I can do a speech. Because Sunday after next anyway, I'm traveling. Yeah. Okay.
I will just check and confirm. Toastmaster Ganesh.
Yeah, we try and keep it at 2 speeches so we all of us can get an opportunity at the table topics. So, but we'll come back to you, Toastmaster Ganesh. Yes, Toastmaster Apoorv.
Yes, so if we have so many speakers, why not let's shift to a 3 speech format?
We can do that, or one day we can do a speech marathon. We look into it and come back to all of us. So yeah, so Francis will come back to us. There's just another update. Now that we have most of the roles taken, is today will be the first meeting of the Gavel Club, the children's club, and it's in person from 3 to 5 p.m. So we'll let you know how it goes, and at some point, too ambitious to think of it immediately, but at some point we can definitely have a linkers meet with them.
Sure, we can do that. So anyway, next week we are planning to have it in person. I'll give you the confirmation once the amenity center is booked. And yeah, excited to meet all of you next week. Have a great day.
See you.
Thanks all. Bye.
Bye.
Photo op.
Yeah, photo. Okay. Who's taking the photograph? Toastmaster Srinivasan, can you do the photograph?
I'll do that. If you all can open up your videos, Toastmaster Shashi. Toastmaster Aparna, you're still not ready for the video?
No.
Okay. I got it. Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye-bye.